The Canon M50 was released in 2018, making it now 5 years old, which in camera years is kind of getting up there in age. Does that mean it's time to get rid of it and move on? I don't think so. So in this video, I want to talk about 4 ways that you can take your Canon M50 and upgrade it to get the most potential out of it in 2023. So let's jump into the list. Number 1, I would really recommend purchasing a adapter. This is a Canon EF to M mount adapter. And what that will allow you to do is to adapt all of the EF mount lenses to your Canon M50. And there are a lot of great EF lenses out there. If you have friends that shoot on Canon, they're probably gonna have a lot of EF lenses. So it's just a good way to test out all these different lenses and also just give you the availability to buy all kinds of lenses rather than just sticking with the M mount lenses. So for $36, I think that's a really nice upgrade and gives you a lot more freedom to try out different lenses. All right, and number 2, I would recommend getting a cage. These are kind of underrated, and what they basically are gonna do is give your Canon M50 protection. If you were ever to drop the camera or bump it up against things while you're traveling, this just gives it an extra layer of protection to make it last longer, and it also gives you a lot of grip on the side of it. One thing I've always kind of had a complaint with the Canon M50 is it just didn't feel like there was enough grip on it, but with this cage, I've actually felt very confident holding it for photos or video. So for grip alone, I would really recommend this, but it also gives you a lot of protection, and it also has ports if you would maybe want to upgrade it and turn it into like a cinematic rig or whatever. So it gives you a lot of versatility there. And this thing is coming in around $60. Now the one I'm gonna link is an updated version, which is a little bit better than the one I have here. But $60, I think the grip alone, like I said, is a really big plus, but also protecting your nice Canon M50 and giving you the option to rig it out is a really nice feature as well. So the third option for upgrading your Canon M50 is lenses. Now, there are a lot of lenses out there, but I'm really gonna recommend just 3. So the first lens that I'm going to recommend is the Canon 22mm lens. This is a very nice, thin little pancake lens. And if you're gonna be taking photos, I think this is a great upgrade because it's gonna be getting really crisp, beautiful photos, and it doesn't take up any room. So if you're gonna be traveling and taking any photos on while you're traveling, this lens is pretty much the best bang for your buck as far as a small little portable lens. The other lens I would recommend is the one you're watching right now, the Sigma 16. This is by far the most used lens, and I would highly recommend it if you're going to be doing like YouTube videos like this or vlogging. It's just a super crisp, beautiful lens. And I would also really recommend this lens. Now this one literally just showed up at my doorstep this morning. This is the Sigma 30mm. So this is kind of the little brother to the Sigma 16. So the 30mm is just gonna be punched in a little bit more than what you're looking at right now, making it a perfect lens for photography or B-roll. The Sigma 16mm is coming in at $340, which is definitely a more pricey lens, but I feel like definitely worth it for the quality. And the Sigma 30 is coming in around $260. So both of these lenses are, I would just highly recommend, if you haven't bought any lenses, buy the Sigma 30 or the Sigma 16 and you won't be disappointed. And the final tip I have for taking the Canon M50 and upgrading it is not buying anything, but getting, how do I say this? And the last step, you won't have to spend $1, but you will have to spend a little bit of time learning how to use manual settings. If you have owned this Canon M50 for a while and you're still using automatic settings for photos or videos, you're not really tapping into the full potential of the Canon M50. Sometimes the camera is not gonna pick the right settings and your footage is gonna suffer from that. So it's a little bit of a daunting task, but if you haven't learned already, watch some YouTube videos. I can't explain it as well as some other people here on YouTube, but learn what all the buttons and features are on this camera and just really dive into how to use manual settings, because trust me, I went from using automatic settings to using manual settings and the footage just looks a lot better. Without getting into the details too much, those are my 4 steps: buying the adapter, buying a cage, upgrading the lenses. That one alone is probably gonna make the biggest difference, buying one of those Sigma lenses, and also just learning how to use manual settings. That's gonna take your regular Canon M50 and boost it to its full potential. All the products that I've talked about, I will link in the description below. If you guys have enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you'd leave a like. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comment section below. And if you wanna see more videos about the Canon M50 or other budget gear, be sure to subscribe. And if you guys do, I'll catch you in the next video.